So immediately we have five cards out. You could be seeing 555. I'm also hearing 155, 355, and 505. Okay? 505. Use your intuition when looking up these numbers. What website calls to you the most? Is your intuition telling you to look it up on a different app? Maybe your intuition's telling you to look it up on TikTok. Pay attention to those little nudges. Try to really understand how that number pertains to you in that current moment. Not to just read the entire blog and the entire message behind the number, but what is it specifically that corresponds to what's going on with you? We have the Knight of Pentacles with the Moon. What I get from these two is that you're learning to trust yourself again. It's definitely been an arduous road. There's been situations that have kind of put you in your head. If you look near her crown, it almost looks like another moon. So there were situations that tested your patience or tested, how much have you really grown, right? Someone who went no contact with family or friends, and then they come around and you actually got to see how much you've grown. So you've had to take a fresh start, take a fresh approach away from a familiar group or a familiar place. So it almost feels like these changes led you to start over, but these changes also have led you to feel isolated. I just heard getting your groove back. There's something about a suit or sports bra, so this could be about your health as well. Dressing clean, looking sharp, right? You're progressing with being in a new space, because it's almost like having to leave. I don't know if you caught that siren. This was almost an emergency. For you to go your own way was an emergency, and you've emerged a whole new person. You could be graduating this summer. There's definitely something here that you've overcome, something that you've had realizations about. Like, I don't actually have to deal with this anymore. Also, I'm picking up a lot of Saturn energy from the Knight of Pentacles. She kind of has this blazer that she's wearing. Okay, some of you, whether you're male or female, you're learning how to reparent yourself, and specifically on the father aspect. Okay, you're learning how to reparent yourself as being your own father figure. And what does that mean? As I'm saying this, I'm seeing the number 7. Not just a typical role of a dad, a spiritual dad. Okay, you're reparenting yourself in a spiritual manner. If we think about spiritual fathers, they are typically balanced. These are men that have integrated their feminine side, their feministic qualities. What does that mean? These are men that can sit still, can nurture their emotions, right? Can be level-headed in a place of chaos or a moment of chaos. So when you take that and apply it to your life, you're handling things with a grounded approach. Someone here is being more practical, more organized with their spending, budgeting more responsibly, being adventuristic. This could also pertain to just going outside, going to new places, being on the go. My dad used to say boots on the ground, right? Meaning it's time to take action. If there's something that you want to accomplish, boots on the ground, right? These things aren't just going to come to you. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Spiders could also be very significant. You could be seeing little spiders around the house, or maybe you have a connection with spiders. But spiders talks about feminine power, preparing for the future, right? Spiders set up these webs in order to catch prey, and they're very patient with this process. Another thing I want to bring up about spiders is the mating process. Okay, the masculine spider actually sacrifices itself to the feminine spider. This process is done in order to feed the newborn in the equation. I felt called to bring this up because, as I said earlier, you left a unit, you left a group in pursuit of the self, in pursuit of something you care about. For some of you, it was as simple as your peace. Okay, because she looks like she's at peace here with the page. And through that process, you emerged as a whole new person. So if we think about the spiders, you're not just one spider, you were all three. You were the feminine, the masculine, and the baby. A part of you had to be sacrificed here. Who you were, in order to be who you are today, right now, to supply and nourish the possibilities of you, the baby. So there's something significant about your inner child, about looking up at the stars and being in that stillness. Clarify the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords downward, and the Five of Swords. So you simplified something here. Something that was a little dramatic or too over the top, just unnecessary, has now been reduced by -10, right? If you have 5 and you minus 10, it's now -5, right? You are no longer losing sleep over this situation. There's something about letting go. And I'm picking up with this Ten of Swords. You may have held a grudge about these situations for some time, but with the moon here, there's growth with feeling appreciation for what this actually did for you in the long run. Someone's overcoming their pride, and I'm hearing I rather feel good than be right, right? That's what's being shifted here. Instead of having to be right about everything, I'd rather just feel good. Because if these individuals who want to win at all costs, who want to win so bad, that just becomes ping pong, a constant back and forth of I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, and we don't really get anywhere, right? And then a lot of things get lost in translation. A lot of things get left unsaid because there's this like, well, why don't they understand? Why don't they just get it? But then there's this higher consciousness, this higher understanding here that they're just not capable, right? If this is someone who's wounded from their childhood or wounded from their love life, whatever the case may be, they're just simply not capable of showing up in a way that's reciprocal. But that doesn't mean that we have to hold it against them. It doesn't mean that we have to hold on to this frustration. Just because they're wrong in our eyes, they may actually feel right in their eyes. And that's often the case. These are constantly going to be two cars driving in the opposite direction. You've been habitually changing. I'm picking up Gemini placements. You could have strong Gemini placements. You could also be a Leo. Shout out to Taurus. And as I split the deck, we have Sirius, blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. The shifts that you've been making, I'm getting, are more largely to do with your mind and your body. Changes that are bringing in balance and alignment for you. You have brand new skills, brand new hobbies, brand new interests. These things are calling out to you. And it's as clear as this star. You may receive those light orbs presenting themselves at that moment to let you know, hey, great idea. Go ahead and do it. I'm definitely picking up multiple energies. This home was upside down. She's wearing boots. And we mentioned boots to the ground earlier. I'm picking up Pitbull as well. Someone here has a blue nose or a red nose. Someone here has a Chihuahua, or the house that they left had a Chihuahua. That's such a funny word, Chihuahua. But others of you are charging ahead with confidence, like you're fully over the situation and you're ready to start on these new ventures and these new opportunities here. All right. We have voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. I'm being constantly drawn to the Knight of Pentacles. Discovery is meant to be enjoyable, right? You don't have to have all the facts. And using your voice at this time is going to unlock several things in your life. Several, okay? Emphasis on several. All right, I'm seeing someone at a sport event. Someone is listening to music in their truck. This could be country music. This could also be, I'm hearing Big Sean specifically. But there's something about when you're excited. Maybe you're excited when you're at a ball game, or you're excited when you're in your car just vibing. That's the energy you're getting ready to tap into in the long term. But it has to do with something you're inspired about. It's going to be like that all the time in regards to something you're pursuing, okay? We have supernova, recreation, renewal, and rebirthed by light. Things aren't going to be the same, okay? Your emotions, you may be feeling brand new emotions you've never felt before. Spirit would actually like you to ground yourself. Sometimes I have this question about butterflies. If butterflies could talk. When the day that it happens, right? The day that they leave the chrysalis and now they're just flying everywhere from flower to flower. What's going through your head? You know what I mean? What's going through your head? Because you were something completely different. And I wanted to bring this up because everyone's response to becoming a butterfly is going to be different. Okay, guys too. I'm talking to the guys if you're watching this as well. Your response to your success, to your activation, your awakening is going to be different from someone else, right? You may have the monarch who's purely excited and just ready to go, you know, never looking back and just flying through nature. Whereas a yellow butterfly may be a little confused, a little disoriented, like, what do I do now? Like, and it's okay to just honor and acknowledge what it is that you're feeling, okay, through these changes, through your evolution. We got two chakras here. We have the sacral chakra and the throat. So again, throat is now here twice, your voice and your throat. And we have sacred inner space. Sacral chakra has a lot to do with creativity. It has a lot to do with sensuality, right? Some of you are diving into new clothes, okay? Changing your wardrobe, changing the way you dress. Some of you could be tapping into dressing for your Venus, dressing for your dressing as your rising sign, or even dressing as your north node, okay? And I feel this largely with the sacred card. Tapping into things that maybe when you were younger, you were kind of told not to do or explore. Okay, take that as it resonates. But there's a shift here in simply allowing yourself to say yes, to empower yourself when it comes to things that may have made you feel anxious, or things that may have made you feel small or not heard, right? A lot of the spiritual work that you've been doing, a lot of the ways that you've shifted into your higher dimension, your higher dimensional self, is now being acknowledged and activated. I don't know why now they're saying to pimp a butterfly. Maybe you're a Kendrick Lamar fan. It's happening now, so don't be afraid. And I don't know if being on stage could be significant for somebody, because we have throat coming out twice. There's a moment on stage where a person decides, I can either let this pressure inside build up and freeze, or I can allow this pressure, this massive energy, to flow through me and express myself. Because you can't lose being you. There's an acceptance happening here that you may not be fully aware of all that is you and where you will land, what color butterfly you will be. There's I'm so sorry. There's a mosquito outside my window bugging out. And it's so distracting. Oh my gosh, he's trying to get in and it's not happening. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. That threw me way off. There will be distractions. There will be people from your past trying to drain you like they have before, but it's going to be ineffective. There's a divide and it's not going to go their way. Pay attention to your dreams as well. Right. You're making this decision in the moment. I'm seeing someone on stage and you're like, you know what? What does it actually feel like to just embrace this energy? Because who I'm talking to, you may have a strong pressure around your sacral. Maybe you have a sacral motor. Okay, if you study human design, you may have a sacral motor or emotional authority, where emotions actually rule your intuition. Okay, that's for a specific subgroup of you here, but you're learning to navigate these moments where you feel that pressure. They're bringing up the analogy with being on stage because when it gets to that time, when it's your time to walk through this portal, you're going to be able to, because you've practiced it in the spiritual realm. Prophetic visions that you've been getting have just been preparing you for the actual moment in the 3D. Just remember that this is practice, right? It's going to take time to understand who you are now, adjusting to it, and less in the future, because that's what anxiety is. We're thinking about the future. We're moving too fast. Because this temple of truth, we talked about how your purpose is your truth. We'll pull one more. Archangel Azrael, okay, thank you for leading me safely through this change. You could have a tattoo on your chest as well, or maybe you have an affinity for the Phoenix. Okay, maybe you're into Harry Potter. Just thought about the phoenix from that movie. Okay, someone here could really like fire or any activity with fire. I'm seeing a woman with the fire sticks and she's spinning them around. Whatever that is, you could be into that. A glass maker. But this definitely ties into the theme that we've mentioned here with the butterfly and just adapting to who you are. Next, we have focus your mind. Thank you for helping me to focus on my priorities. What are those nudges leading you toward? All right, what is it that you have to share? The throat chakra is about manifesting because it isn't, things don't actually materialize into our reality until it hits the throat chakra. That's when it becomes real. Now's a good time to write down your aspirations, vision boarding, because we're taking it from the body, from the mind, and bringing it to the physical. Another message with that is someone here could be thinking about changing their hair color, changing something in their appearance. Spirit's already told you that this was a good idea. Don't be shy. This will further assist you with understanding where you're trying to go, who you are, where things are headed for you. So sometimes it's something so simple, but when you actually do it, it's gonna make sense. Notice her head is actually the head of Anubis. So Anubis could be very significant to you, right? And this is really on par with the shifts that we talked about in regards to working through things in your past, right? Anubis deals with the underworld, helping the dead, right? Helping them to transport into the other world. So you can feel free to work with Anubis if you feel called to in regards to these changes, as well as Archangel Azrael and what it is that is dying, right? What it is that's being reborn. A part of you, remember we talked about this with the spiders. What parts of you are you making peace with? What parts of you are you anointing? Our last card is Spirit Animal. Thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. How are you being led to find its meaning? Sometimes we're told to go into a bookstore. Sometimes we're told to look it up on Google. It's about practicing that awareness and really centering your nervous system with the changes. All right, collective, that is what I have for you. Good luck to you in this new era, and know that you are fully capable of what you envision. Thank you for your love and support. I'll see you in the next one.